I think that the Zionist Jews who are running these big banks in our Federal Reserve, which is not run by the federal government, they need to be run out of this country.
Okay, that woman identified herself as an employee of the LA Unified School District, and right now she is in fact outside the LAUSD headquarters. She's taking part in an Occupy LA rally, and Susan Hirasuna found her. Susan.
Yeah, behind me, Jeff, is the Occupy LAUSD protest. They marched from City Hall to talk about the $55 million surplus for LAUSD and the fact that, according to them, not enough is being done to bring back teachers. But I want to point out that also with me is Patricia McMillan, who you identified as a McAllister, I beg your pardon, who you identified as a LAUSD employee, but that is not the case at all because she was just fired. Tell me about it.
Yes, the YouTube video went up on YouTube this Saturday, and on it
You ran your comments. Were those comments the reason why you were fired, Patricia?
Yes, I had job assignments with LAUSD. All of that has been cut. They called me. They cut the assignment the following Monday, and they called me in today, and I was in the office less than 45 seconds. He told me I was fired. I no longer had a job with LAUSD.
Did he give you any reason why?
No reason why, and he put me out within 45 seconds. No reason. He told me if I didn't like it, go to see John Deasy, the superintendent.
And have you had an opportunity to talk to the superintendent?
No, I had not an appointment. I didn't have an appointment, so I didn't go up there.
So what is your response to the fact that you were fired, and you presume because of your comments that you made over the weekend?
Yes, the comments I made about the Zionist Jews being run out of the country because they are printing our money, and they own the Federal Reserve Bank, which Congress has nothing to do with. I did it outside of work. I was not working at the time. I think that my First Amendment right of freedom of speech has been violated.
And you're standing here with this sign, so you're certainly not backing away from the comments that you made today or the other day.
No, I'm not. I think Americans need to stand up. The word Jew is similar to communism today, being a communist. I think that we should be able to tell the truth about what the Jews are doing to this nation, the Zionist Jews, how they control the money system, how they control the markets and everything else. If we don't stand out, Jews have been run out of 109 countries throughout history, and we need to run them out of this one.
Patricia, let me just ask you specifically about Occupy LA. Your comments were melded into a report about Occupy LA. Do you identify yourself as an Occupy LA member?
No, I don't. I don't have a membership or anything. When I see protests that concern me, I go to them. I was just sitting out, and the photographer came up and asked me some questions. I didn't know I'd be on YouTube, but it doesn't matter. This is how I feel.
Well, how did you find that particular protest?
I found it because I started getting, Saturday, I started getting calls at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, early in the morning, and I was wondering, why am I getting calls, crazy emails?
No, why did you become a part of Occupy LA if you don't really consider yourself in line with the philosophy?
No, I believe in the philosophy, but I'm not like a member. I believe in the philosophy. If I go to Boston, New York, that doesn't mean, but I believe in the philosophy. Yes, we need to get on top of Wall Street and get those Jews out of this country.
Susan.
Okay, and Jeff, I wanted to call in somebody else who's also here, and I know this is a little uncomfortable, but PJ is here from Occupy LA. And PJ, what do you say when there are signs that perhaps might run afoul of what your philosophy is with Occupy LA?
Occupy LA is a group that is nonviolent, and we don't support division or divisiveness. So for someone to come in and exercise their freedom of speech, well, that's certainly something that they have every right to do, but they don't speak for Occupy LA.
There have been noted other anti-Semitic type signs at Occupy Wall Street and also here.
There are probably going to always be signs that perpetuate hate myths. We can't control every sign that's there, but certainly the overwhelming number of signs are positive.
But you don't do anything to edit?
This is a country that has a basic First Amendment right that allows you and I to talk, and we certainly are going to support our First Amendment rights and not attempt to revoke anyone else's. We encourage them.
Doesn't it erode Occupy LA's credibility a little bit if you include sort of a fringe thought?
No, it doesn't erode our credibility, not one bit. Not for anybody who really wants to come down and...
It's getting criticism.
You have to let me finish. So it doesn't erode our credibility, not one bit, because we have 1,000 signs that are pro up with the people. So of course it's going to get attention, but it is something that if you want to come down and investigate it, you're going to find far more signs that are positive for the people.
So
Okay,
do you
Susan?
have something in particular to say to this woman? How do you feel about her sentiment?
I think that she's going through a very tough situation, just losing her job.
Can you go forward
come
and
on,
say
Susan.
you denounce her sentiment?
Susan.
I'm as an individual, I can't. As an individual, I'm not going to speak for the occupation movement to say that the occupation movement disavows her. But as an individual, I do not stand by hate speech.
Everybody wants to talk about their
All right.
individual sentiments as opposed to ones that are specific to Occupy LA. Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you, Patricia
Did you have
McAllister
something
makes Mel Gibson seem like Mr. Rogers. That was a
She has very strong feelings.
yeah. She has a lot of hate pent up in her. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of time we spent on her.
She
All
says
right.
quite the contrary. She says she does not hate anybody. She's just pointing out what she calls a fact.
Yeah. All right. Well, misguided as it may be. All right. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. Well, I'll tell you, we do have a response by the superintendent of the LAUSD, John Daisy. Says that I want to emphasize that we condemn the remarks made recently by Patricia McAllister. Her comments made during non-work time at a recent protest rally were her private opinions, were not made in the context of district services as a day-to-day substitute teacher. And by the way, I wonder what she taught. Ms. McAllister was an at-will employee. As of today, she is no longer an employee of the LAUSD, and that is one of the questions I was going to ask Susan is what subject did the LAUSD have this woman teaching? All right, Liz?
Seriously, why
You
did
were
we
over
even
there
give her the
kind
mic? I mean, really, Jeff, why would we let her talk like that? That's what why would we let her go on? We got it. Yeah, okay.